How do you really tell if a guy likes you? In this video, I'm going to give you 10 signs which will indicate whether a guy likes you or is the very least interested in you. These signs have to go hand in hand in order to figure out whether he really does like you. One sign on its own isn't going to be very strong evidence that he does. And I think that's one of the main problems girls have, figuring out whether he does or doesn't like you. You're going to have to use a bit of maths here. In total, there are 10 signs. I want you to convert it as a percentage. So say he does 7 out of the 10 signs I tell you. It will be a 70% chance he does like you. He will stare at you continuous times. Guys, just like girls, will stare at you. Girls will probably be doing it out of the corner of their eye. The main difference here is when a guy does it, it's so much more obvious and noticeable. Out of the two genders, males are more visually drawn in than females. So if a male likes the look of something, he will literally stare at it. It's only because men stare at women they are attracted to, and therefore this is one serious indicator. Hence the word stare. There's a difference between stare and look. He might just be looking at you by chance. When a guy does stare at you, in his mind, he isn't thinking whether he's being rude. All he's thinking of is that he's attracted to you. He smiles at you a lot. This sign speaks for itself. When you like something you see, you smile. This isn't that much of a key indicator. However, if you two lock eyes and smile at each other for no real reason, then it is. The guy is trying to portray two characteristics. One, he's trying to be friendly. Two, he's trying to be inviting, so you'll notice him and one of you will happen to start a conversation with each other. Okay, he will come up to you and approach you. If you don't know this guy at all and he just happens to approach you and starts talking to you, it's not because he just happens to do it. Really, it's because he likes the look of what he sees and he wants to come up to you and get to know you better. The way he approaches you is also vital. Either he could be really direct, this is a dead giveaway sign, or he might be less direct and just start a conversation, but the second one could also be a sign of interest. Whichever method he chooses, it's probably best to find out about the other possible signs as well. He tries to show off in front of you. Males want to show their dominance to a girl they like. Just like you notice it in animal characteristics, it also happens with us. They will try and impress you as much as they can. Whether this be lifting heavy weights at the gym while checking you out, or hysterically laughing with a group of friends. Psychologically wise, men want to show off their masculinity just so they can show you that they are different from other guys and basically that they're not worthless. To us, it's human nature, but to girls it doesn't make sense, and that is something you're just gonna have to get your head around. The natural order of things, unfortunately. He will invade your privacy space. What is your privacy space? Any distance which is unusual for a person to normally invade while in a conversation with you. A boy who is interested in you will more likely invade your privacy space than a boy who isn't. He will invade your privacy space by getting close to you on random occasions and as much as he can. It's his way of saying he's intimate with you and he wants to get close with you. He will give constant eye contact to you. If you notice that he literally locks his eyes into you in a conversation, especially during the pauses, this is one of them general signs that show a person is interested in what you're saying and therefore is interested in you. A person who is interested in someone will do anything to maintain a conversation and find out things about them. He looks at your lips. Now in the first tip I said guys will literally stare at you, And this is one of them signs which is also subconscious. When a guy does this, he's indicating what is going through his mind. Lips are used for two things. One, eating your food, and two, the other extracurricular. If that's not the case, then why look there? He will groom or fix his clothes around you. If you find that he's fiddling with his clothes a lot and he's trying to fix them, it's because he's trying to look presentable around you just so you notice him. It's like a second nature thing. Who doesn't want to look presentable and good in front of their crush? It could also be a sign of nervousness or awareness around you. He always happens to be around where you are. If you find that this person is occurring at places where you are, even random places or common places, he isn't doing it just by chance. It's being done on purpose, and the reason behind this is just so you'll notice him and maybe start a conversation with him. A person who likes you will go out their own way to be at places you are just so you'll notice them. Some girls might be creeped out by this, but I just have to say what goes through a guy's mind. If she sees me at places I am, then it's more likely she's going to notice me and she'll fall in love with me forever and it'll be fate. He will try and touch you. A guy who is interested in a girl will do anything to get physical with her, whether this be touching her on the shoulder or hugging her. The reason behind this is to show intimacy between you two. Another reason is to show a sign of confidence that they aren't scared of portraying their sexuality. To break it down to you, take it like this. You see, when you're close with someone, you convey it through emotions, and that leads to physicality. For example, like you're physical with your family members. There'll be someone in your family member that you aren't scared to hug, like your mum and your dad, and guys see this as another way of showing intimacy. So those are the 10 signs a guy likes you. Remember that the percentages don't have to be in any particular order. They were only added in the video to give it more structure. So really it's just about the occurrence and the quantity of signs. In the comments below, out of 10, give me a percentage of how many signs meet your situation. I'm sorry if you got a low percentage. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that. So that's the end of this video. Bye. But wait, there is still hope. I made another video, a part 2 to this, showing 10 more other signs a guy can show. So don't lose hope yet, he could still like you. Just click on this video or the link below.